Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to assemble a model kit, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote into the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. And if you feel like being a lurker, you can go ahead and lurk. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here as always. We are currently at, boom, 23 subscribers. The goal is to get to 30. When I hit 30 subscribers, I don't talk about the number of subscribers I have. So if you're sick of hearing about it, become a subscriber. Gift a sub. Whatevs. Lord Crashton is also here. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here as well. I am currently working on the Atlas Gundam high grade, and we're going to finish that up tonight. That's the plan, is to wrap up that kit. It's looking real nice, and then it's going to look kind of silly when we're done with it because there's some goofiness to this thing. This is, of course, from Thunderbolt, which is the manga and then the OVA series, and the Atlas feels like the second or third coolest Gundam on the show. It's that kind of style. But I like it. I like its big sub legs, which are just pontoons because of the underwater element of it. And the fact that they come off and attach to the shield. That's silly. There's some silliness with this kit, and I'm here for it. What else? Is there anything else I wanted to say before we dive into? Let's go to the overhead camera. So I have been playing around with my lighting and the placement of my overhead camera. Now, the angle is still a little off. The angle isn't perfect. So an issue that I have with my current setup, the pole that I use, the contraption I use to hang my overhead camera, is that for it to be, it's not dead center. It's not, it's not right here. It's like here, but then on an angle so that this is still center, if that makes sense. It's not directly over the webcam here. This is where I would like it. I would like it right here. And it's really like over here. Well, reverse, it's like over here. So I have to angle it a little bit. And that's why this line isn't like straight here. This line here isn't straight because it's just the way things are, unfortunately. If I extended it even more, I'd have to move it closer, and I can't actually move it closer, but whatever. I've adjusted where it is a bit, and I like that. And then I've also adjusted my overhead lighting a bit, which hopefully will make things a little brighter for you. It's not much of a change. It does feel a little weirder for me, but it also is probably better in my eyes. So basically, instead of the pure yellow lighting, the artificial yellow, I've done a mix of yellow and white light. The white light is not good for overhead. It definitely makes everything feel a little purple or something. I don't like that. So this is like a blend between the two, which should brighten things up naturally, hopefully. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes, but I'm feeling pretty confident about that. I haven't panel lined these at all, but I will panel line these, but I'm going to finish putting them together. We're working on these sub legs. Basically, these things are going to attach like here, and then there will be like these pontoon things. You can see them in the photo, and then they can be shields, or they can swing down and be feet, or they can attach to the shield and be like a boat, a raft, I guess you would say, which this can ride. So I do have a stand, and I picked the stand that is clear blue. I picked the blue stand because that I get water. I don't know. I thought that would be the good choice. I don't know. Well, looking at my feed here, and then it feels pretty close to accurate colors. So that's nice. I like that. I do know what I'm building after this. It's a Lego set. I'm very excited about it. I don't know if we'll probably start knolling, but we won't get to building tonight. That's my feeling. That's my gut says that. I do hope we get some people join us tonight. Hold on one sec. Gotta change this. There we go. Fix that. The light that faces me swung away. My ring light that, sometimes you'll see it in my glasses, but my old glasses, the ring light really reflected. These are better for that. But I got the ring light on me because I got to light myself, and then I got to light the table. You get it. You know, you understand. Okay, what else we got to do? All right, let's start working on. We got these here, and we can start working on the smaller parts, and then we'll panel line the whole thing when it's ready to go. Because I'm looking at this thing and all the things we have to do with that. Not a lot. The shield needs to get built. That's about it. We can do that pretty easily. So we'll do that. But let's build these bottom components that these two things go into. So we'll put that together there. I hope you're doing well. I had a pretty easy Monday. I cannot complain about this Monday. I will say that I slept right till my alarm, which is nice because the past, let's say 4 or 5 days, I have been waking up before I want to wake up. I've just been like waking up and just then like laying in bed for a while, either because I got woken up for my for various reasons. So I was happy that I slept right to my alarm today. I was pretty stoked about that shit because I had a lot to do today and I did not want to feel tired, and I didn't feel tired throughout the day, which is nice. But yeah, I had a lot going on today. And a lot of prep work because this weekend I will be busy, so I'm trying to get a bunch of work done this week so that I don't have to do much this weekend. Really, all I want to do is on Friday, I got to record a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club. I talked a bit about that on Saturday, so I got to do a bunch of prep for that because this one requires some amount of research and such. So I got to get some of that done, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's a video I've wanted to make for a while, so it'll be good to get that done. But yeah, I'm just trying to get a lot of stuff done, a lot of stuff taken care of, because this weekend I do have some stuff going on, some friends stuff happening, and then of course my full Sunday, my full goddamn Sunday is basically dedicated to wrestling, like all day wrestling. All In, AEW's All In, their biggest show of the year, is happening. The pre-show is starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time because they are in the United Kingdom. So I want to get a bunch of stuff done so that day I don't have to do anything except watch wrestling and eat Domino's. That's my plan, by the way. I'm ordering Domino's. I don't want it. I want it like by the time like the main card starts, I would like it delivered. So basically like noon Eastern, I would like my food delivered so that I can pig out, and I'm going to buy a bunch of food, and then I'm going to have it for lunch, and then put it in the fridge, and then get it out, and then heat it up again for dinner. And that's the plan. And hopefully dinner would be after wrestling is done. Oh God, please. Well, who knows? Like, how long is the show going to go? We don't know. Right now, the AEW card is 9 matches. One of which will be like a half hour easy. And then another match that is like probably gonna be like a half hour to 45 minutes. Like there's a few that'll be long. I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Pardon me, sorry. That's 9 matches. That doesn't include at least one title match that theoretically will get added. So, like, who knows? But all things considered, that show, like the main card, 5 hours feels like right, but it could go longer. So, anyway, I'm going to get Domino's. And you're saying to yourself, Pat, what are you going to order? Well, I'm going to get a medium-sized, thin crust bacon and onion. I love a bacon and onion thin crust from Domino's. Is that real pizza? No, but it's good. That's good stuff. That's tasty. The bacon grease gets absorbed by the onion, and it is a fantastic combo. And that's good nonsense food. And then I'm gonna get. I usually get the cheesy bread. I might get the cheesy pepperoni bread. I think I might go wild with it and get that because that sounds real good. I don't know if I'm getting. I don't think I'm going to get any dipping sauce. I might get like a ranch dipping sauce, or a marinara. Maybe I'll get a marinara dipping sauce because I have ranch in the house. I might just do that. I don't know. I haven't fully committed to that, and that's probably all I'm going to buy. There's a chance I buy more, but I think that's all I want is those things. And that's going to be real good. Maybe real bad, but like not bad, like good bad. Like it's going to be tasty and silly. And so I'm going to do that. That's my Sunday plan. Is to eat all that shit. We'll get through the wrestling talk now instead of doing it later. Just get it out of the way for folks, because there are folks here that do not care about that stuff. Thanks to Collision, we know the 4 semifinalists in the men's Continental Challenge final. I don't know why I said men's there because there's only one Continental champion. Well, you know what I'm saying. Jon Moxley is fighting Claudio Castagnoli, and Kyle O'Reilly is fighting Nigel McGuinness. I should say that if you don't watch Collision but you like AEW, Claudio versus Claudio versus Danny Garcia was awesome. That was a fantastic match, and you should go and find that on however you want to. But that match ruled. And yeah, we got Claudio versus Moxley. I imagine Moxley wins. It would be interesting if Moxley didn't win, but I feel like Moxley's winning. And then here is my prediction for Kyle O'Reilly versus Nigel McGuinness. Playing off their very good match that was weird, but was good. It was weird because their styles didn't really work perfectly, didn't mesh perfectly well. Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle hesitated before going in for the kill against Orange Cassidy. Did not want to go for the leg and the knee, and just didn't want to do damage. Didn't want to permanently injure his friend. Well, that niceness will come to be his undoing. Nigel McGuinness will take full advantage of Kyle's kindness and fuck up his shit and win. And so our the finals of the Continental Cup Challenge will be Nigel McGuinness, Jon Moxley. And then Jon Moxley's going to win. He's going to retain. I think there will be belts will move, but that is not a belt that's going to move. I honestly think, as I'm looking at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 titles are going to change hands. Maybe 5, maybe 6. There's a chance that Jon Moxley and Copen Christian might just end up being the only champions that retain. Running down this, I'll have more thoughts on this probably on Saturday, but running down the list here of champions, Mercedes is going to beat Willow, I think. Look, Mercedes would be definitely willing to put Willow Nightingale over. She has in the past, but I don't think that Tony can resist it, having her be champion finally. And it feels right. Willow got 1 defense in, which is the lowest amount that any women's world champion has ever had. She only got the 1 defense in, which is a shame, but I think Mercedes is going to turn face and feud with Tekla. That's my guess. They're not doing a women's casino gauntlet, or if they are, they haven't announced one. Cage and Cope are going to retain their titles. That just feels like I don't love old men holding the belts. I do not like old men holding the belts. I just do not enjoy that. But something to be said for them keeping the belts over guys who don't need the belts, which are, of course, the Young Bucks. They don't need those belts. I just don't want them to have the belts. It just would be, in my opinion, it's a bad call if they retain or if they don't retain. Because I want Cope and Christian to drop those belts to an up and coming tag team. I want them to put someone's, name on there, like really put a stamp on it, on a team, and not be like, oh yeah, okay, great. Let's see. Other championship matches. As I said, I think Moxley is winning. I don't think Nigel McGuinness is going to get a Continental Championship. The Brawling Birds are going to win the women's tag belts. That feels inevitable. I think Darby Allin is going to win a Falls Count Anywhere match. You could make the argument, and I think there's a strong argument that this would help Kevin Knight a lot by beating Darby in this instance, but I think putting the belt on Darby is a mistake. But also, I don't want Darby in the main event picture, so him having a mid-card title isn't the worst thing in the world. So I think him beating Kevin Knight makes sense to me, and then maybe Kevin wins the belt back at All Out or something. This is the question mark one. Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Kazuchika Okada. Does Okada win that belt? Does Kyle retain? Does Takeshita win that belt? I don't know. That's the question mark. I literally have no idea how that's going to play out. I think the smart money is probably at Okada, but there's just a lot of interference that can happen with that match. And then I think that Adam Page and Bandito and Brody King are going to retain their trios belts unless the thing that people think is happening happens, in which case they are dropping those belts. If the New Day or Kofi and Austin Creed, if Kofi and Austin Creed debut with Swerve Strickland, then they are winning those belts. I think if you debut them and they don't win those belts, it will feel like, why did you bother debuting them in a trios if they're not going to be the trios champions? I think they're going to win the belts if they debut. If they don't debut, then I think you keep it on in that regard. Also, I love the idea that Swerve Strickland is just going to, like, the idea that Swerve Strickland, because he is so mad that he can never beat Hangman for the world title because Hangman can't ever have the world title again, that he's just going to keep fucking with him and keeping him from having all the belts. Like, Hangman will be like, fine, I'm going to try to win a singles belt. And then, like, Swerve will be there to stop him up until they finally just become a tag team and win the tag belts. Because that's been Swerve's problem this whole time. Is it's like, no, I don't care if you win belts or not, but you're doing it with other people. No, you need to win a belt with me, goddammit. Like, that is a very funny, cool storyline. I don't know if that's what they're actually doing, but that is my headcanon, what I would like, and I will try not to be disappointed if that's not the case. But I think that's what the story that they're telling is Swerve is just like, oh, you think you're going to win other belts with some other people? Fuck that. No, you're winning belt with me, or you're not winning anything. We'll see. We'll see how that pans out, but I love that idea. So I think Will Ospreay's winning. I don't even think I think I skipped that. Will Ospreay's winning. So 1 title change, 2 title changes, and then 2 not title changes, 3 title changes to 2, 4 title changes to 2. Question mark. At some point, they should get Swerve and Hangman out of each other's orbits, but I still eat it up. Yeah, I just think that they won't resist it for too long. I just think that's the deal. Now, there is also an argument that if the dogs win the trios belts, they can continue feuding in their forever feud with with the Bang Bang Gang. Now that Gabe Kidd is both cleared to wrestle and his visa issues have been fixed. Now, do I want that? Of course I don't. I don't want anything for the dogs. I don't want them to have belts again. I will say they had a very short trios reign because it was a transitional reign. So there'd be a big pop in Canada for Kyle O'Reilly, and then he would win a belt, which I thought was fine. And they did their job totally fine with that. But maybe they deserve a longer reign. I don't know. I would like Jay White to not. Jay White can be in the Bang Bang Gang, of course, but I would like him to start pursuing singles achievements and not trios achievements or tag team achievements. Leave that for Juice Robinson and the Guns, and then like that's what it should be. The Guns got to be a tag team. Juice can hang out with them in a trios format or do singles, and then let's have like Jay White needs to turn. I mean, they can all turn heel, but Jay White needs to start backstabbing people and showing everybody who he is again for the 100th time. Like, what are we doing otherwise? Yeah, I don't. It to me, it's a coin toss. It's a 3-sided coin toss for the international title. National title not on the line because Andrade. Also, MJF is winning. MJF is winning the men's casino gauntlet. That is like, sorry, that's just happening. He's just winning that. They could debut someone that would win it and instantly moving up there. Samoa Joe could return and win it. That's like a thing that there's some odds on there. Pac could win so that there's another British win, because right now the British wins are Will and Alex and Jamie. Those are the only Brits that are winning, probably. Like, I don't think Nigel's winning. So there's certainly an argument for like Pac doing something, because right now he isn't. I feel like Pac and Claudio and Wheeler could be in the trios, like any combination, but Pac would be in that version of that, entering the trios, or Pac could enter the casino gauntlet. I think that's also certainly a possibility. That works. I think the trios is going to have a lot of fucking people in it. A lot of trios teams are going to show up for that. And but like I said, I think if you said Swerve Day, it's not New Day, so it's Swerve and Friends, Swerve and the Unicorns. You could make a decent argument for that. Swerve's house shows up. You can make an argument. I think it's a pretty good argument. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to shape out. I don't know how it's going to play out. All right, so this is now panel lined, and then I can take this, and then I can put this like this here. And then that's connected to that. And then I got to do the same thing with this side. These are the things that connect the side skirt, or in place of the side skirt. Other news stuff. Not a lot of news here. Gamescom. Gamescom is obviously a huge event, right? There's the public days, there are the business days and the press days. It is a big old event with a lot of stuff happens on it. And one thing that happens on it is the Gamescom Dev Awards. These are the awards that are basically like the last of the 2020 like 5 awards, kind of. It just works out that way, where a bunch of stuff gets honored from 2025. They say 2026, but it covers the previous year. And I can tell you that because Blueprints won the Game Design Excellence Award. Which is obviously not a 2026 game. There's not a lot of really, there aren't a lot of awards here. A lot of these are games I've never heard of, and I think that is fine because these are games that developers are voting on, and I'm not a game developer. Visual Excellence Award went to a horror game named Mutter. That's all capital letters. It's a wartime horror game. That sounds fucked up. Most innovative game went to Pravda, Concept 25, a game I have never heard of. That award is powered by Epic Games. Most promising game went to Cards and Cannons. Best sound design went to Invasia. The Game Design Excellence Award went to Blueprints. And the Ambassador Award went to Amir Savat, who is the Business Development Director at Tencent. That's totally by the dev speaker community. Recognition of efforts to support workers across the industry during a period of ongoing instability, which has been a thing that you hear from devs time and time again. That is so much so that, like, yeah, I have also heard about this developer and the work that they have done. So it's like, yeah, all right, yeah. Word has gotten reached out enough about Amir. Yeah. Cards and Cannons, as you might imagine, is apparently a turn-based deck builder. With a name like that, it's good, because if it wasn't that, I think people would be very surprised. Yeah, Cards and Cannons, it's an immersive sim. There are no cards. It's ironically named. Like, no, that's probably not happening like that. All right, so I take this, and then I put this here like that. And then I put the other one to other way. Let's see. So there's that. The Creative Arts Creative Arts Agency, which is a CAA, which is an agency that has actors and voice talent and musicians and voice actors. As I said there, CAA has announced that they are starting a new funding accelerator program called Frame One Games. So this is new for video games, but not new for CAA or for agencies like it. A lot of these are the idea is that they find talent and they give them opportunities for showcases if they are performers, or writing opportunities, or directing opportunities. It is young talent, many of whom are not signed to the company, but the idea is that there are people that are interested in signing, giving them some opportunities, and also there is mentorship in a lot of these as well. I know it mostly from the comedy side of it, and the comedy acting side of it, and friends of mine who have participated in these kinds of showcases before for various talent agencies, and then also the studios do this as well. Basically, you get. They don't have an equivalent of a showcase that industry types will come to for games. What they have is, they're like, well, we're going to have a curated marketplace that your game can be part of if you go through this program, which is, again, that is a strange part of the pitch that I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna work or play out. The membership thing, mentorship thing, the fundraising elements of it, like those things, I'm like, yeah, all right, this makes sense. Yeah, like this is stuff that totally makes sense. That totally fits in with what they're people are trying to do here. The part where it's like, we'll have a curated marketplace for your game to sell in. I'm like, that's weird. I don't know. Friend of the stream, Javier, is going to be part of it, which is interesting. Halaver Nelson, who we know from most recently, Truck-kun is supporting me from another world and various other games, is going to be an advisor and part of the mentors. It is being spearheaded by Derek Douglas, who is the head of games for CAA. So this is obviously like I would assume his project, his pet project. And could be interesting. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, this could be really cool, or it could be really weird. So I don't know. I'm interested in hearing more about it. I guess is how I feel about it. I'm like, oh, I'd like to know more about this. That's interesting. Okay. So here is the pontoon nonsense that we got going here on our kit. The sub legs, as we are calling them. We can have them come out here, kind of be around. They can do a bunch of stuff, but we'll just put them like this for now. Because we need to build a big gun. This kit needs a big gun. So, and a shield. A big gun and a shield. So we'll do that. And then we'll take a look at the various modes this kit has. And then one final news story here, and then we'll talk about some other stuff as it comes up. We're going to talk some shit about 1666 Amsterdam. Now, this game was originally... this is now being brought out here by Panache Digital. They're working on this game. This game was originally an Ubisoft game, and then Patrice, the founder of the company, who basically like one of the people that helped make Assassin's Creed, like which is interesting. Basically was like, oh hey, I'm going to buy this back. And so they had a trailer, and they've got a thumbnail out there, like a image out there so people can look at it and go like, oh, okay, this is what the game is looking at. Like, this is what it's looked like. This is what it's going to be. It's just full of AI imagery just throughout. The key art is just fucking like obvious nonsense bullshit. It's just like clearly fucking AI. And you look at it, look it up. It's just like there's all kinds of obvious. So it's one of those things where it's like, if this wasn't used with AI, if AI was not used to make this, then everyone who is on this team should get fired because they are awful at art design. And also every person who signed off of it should be fired because they are awful at their jobs. Like everyone is bad at their jobs. If they looked at this and said, yeah, all right, that's good. Like then everyone is terrible because there's just no fucking way. There's just no way that this like got to this point. It's crazy that it would get to this point. And the demo has a bunch of AI imagery, alleged AI imagery. I should say alleged. It's all alleged. So they put a statement out. A number of people have raised questions or concerns to us about whether assets in our marketing and game use generative AI. We have a dedicated team of over a dozen talented and experienced artists. With them, we looked into the assets in question and found that there were indeed some early versions of assets that made their way into the prologue. This includes some in-game portraits and external marketing assets. We are actively reviewing the assets in question. Human-made versions will be released in the update dropping soon. We owe up to this oversight and apologize for any upset caused. Please be assured that early access and full game will not include any assets generated by AI. Yes, it's in Lord Crashing it. It's incredibly convenient. One, why are you using AI tools? As a reminder, indeed, some early versions of assets that made their way into the prologue. So you're saying that, early versions of it were AI, but then human hands were touching stuff. And it's like, what? You're contradicting yourself. You've got a team of people, and none of those people on that team noticed it. Yeah, they just happened to forget. Nobody noticed. You're saying no one noticed. Like, everyone that approved that demo, everyone that approved the trailer, everyone that had to approve that key art, nobody was like, hey, wait, this is full of AI. Oh, fuck, y'all, we almost really fucked up. There are so many developers out there that are just waiting for a game to be a big enough hit to then be like, ha, tricked you. We had AI in it the whole time, and you didn't even care. They are desperate for it. They are crying out. They are shamelessly waiting for the time when they think it'll be okay to just be like, yeah, we use AI. Fuck you. They're so desperate for it. They can't possibly stand it. They just want it. Which is why you got to be fucking zero tolerance with this shit, right? Like, I do not begrudge people for enjoying Restory. I'm not going to fucking stream Restory because I can't trust those devs because, some external partner made that. Then you're negligent and fuck you. Like, I don't have to pretend on that stuff. Like, that's just garbage. And like, so it doesn't get a pass because that library sorting game spawned a bunch of, like, I don't remember the name of it. My apologies. That library sorting game was like, oh yeah, we used AI. And people were like, oh, this game rules. And then a bunch of copycats came out. And a lot of the copycats also use AI because the original did. And people claim to love it. So they just, why not? Why not use AI if people are not going to if people are still going to play the game? Ugh. Mike Bithell was making sure of that recently for their next game and said they were fully AI free. Yeah. But it's like, well then, yeah, like, you got to fucking commit to the thing. You got to commit to it. If you are saying you are AI free, then you got to fucking be AI free. Because the alternative is that you are not AI free, and that you are either lying or you are owning up to it. But yeah, when you see devs who are like, oh, they got to get rid of that. Like, like, Epic is not going to include that AI disclosure. There was some dumb thing somebody was trying to argue the other day that you shouldn't have to disclose, like, disclosing that stuff hurts developers. Just like, okay, which developers? The ones that suck shit? Good. Yeah, so it's just so fucking frustrating. Because as I said, countless times now, they're also banking on so many things, including apathy. They are banking on apathy. They are praying for apathy on this stuff. And, also, it is a bit of, we are going to see more and more of this in Japanese devs, because American audiences for things are much more anti-AI than a lot of other countries. So you will start to see other devs you're going to start to see, it's a cultural thing. Yeah, Japan and Korea don't really care about AI. They're not anti-AI. So like a game that's made by those devs, like, yeah, that's just a cultural thing. Like, we're going to start seeing that quite a bit. And you got to push back on it. It's like, well, then they should know their audience. If they want to be in a global audience, like, they should know that America is going to be like, fuck your fucking AI. That Canada is going to be like, fuck your fucking AI. That huge chunks of Europe are going to be like, I don't play your game. But yeah, I now, anything that is talked about for 1666 Amsterdam, roll my eyes at. We're done. In the same way that Restory is just like, nah. That mech building game that I played, 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, where there were accusations about AI, and they were like, and the developer was just saying, oh, well, that was a community. Actually, sorry, I didn't know the community sense, like, but they wouldn't say who it was or any steps to like, but you put it in the game. You took this community model and put it in the game. What do you mean? Very, just like these kind of like completely shallow, unbelievably stupid things are just like, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, you kind of have to laugh at it, but you're also like, well, fuck you, we're done. This fucking key art, man, is so goddamn obviously like the wheels on the wagon. Everybody's clothes, not everybody, a lot of people's clothes, just like, this is not, yeah. A fucking conquistador in here. Like, what are we fucking doing? So much of it is just like, nah, that's not made by a person. That's not made by a person or people. Fuck you. Just, it's just disappointing. A lot of it is just unbelievably disappointing. So this is, we got the two guns mode. We got a big gun that we'll see later. We'll do the big gun later. But right now we're going to do the small guns. So we'll get this done here with our pontoon attachments. Dual guns. Big fan of the dual guns. Happy to see 2 guns on there. Oh, and came part here. Not the best. None of these hands are the best here. I do know that the game that I'm playing tomorrow, no AI used in it. Does it make use of Creative Commons photographs of horses? Yes, it does. Horse Magnifier, the full horse, is the game that I'll be playing tomorrow. Do I have a backup if I don't want to keep playing it for 2 hours? Yes, I do. But I did want to check it out because it does seem like a very weird fucking video game, and I'm interested to see how it goes. I think it I should see how much it cost me. Full horse. Horse Magnifier, the full horse, on Steam is currently... Yeah, it's $3. Came out on the 10th of this month. I don't think I got it on discount. Horse Magnifier, the full horse, is the full expanded version of the viral puzzle game Horse Magnifier. I didn't know it went viral, but I guess the Game Jam version did. Explore 50 plus breathtaking levels, move many different types of magnifiers on and off horses, magnifying equine creatures to your heart content, create your own custom levels and share them on Steam Workshop. That's about it. So basically, there is going to be an image of a horse, a real horse, and then there will be an image that has been magnified in some way, and your job is to match the magnification on the regular horse, that's there, which is very silly in a way that I could really get into and get behind. So I'm very excited to see how that goes and turns out, because that's stupid in a way that I can get behind. I watched a little bit of it and I was like, okay. Again, I don't know if that's going to be a full 2 hours of fun or not, but it seems like a good time. So we'll give that a go. Right now I got to get these guns photographed here. All right, we got that. Take these We'll take the guns out here, but we'll keep the hands like this. All right, so we got that. I do think I'm gonna need this hand for the other weapon this will hold in a bit, but I can take this hand apart and put the other hand on there. So yeah, that's gonna be that should be a silly time tomorrow. Excited for that. Try that out. Okay, so we can put the guns aside here. We can put these hands on here because we got to build the big gun. We'll build the shield first, and yeah, you know what? Let's build the big gun. We don't have any stickers, which is rad. It's just great that I don't. Oh, actually, the big gun. I don't need the. I don't need a hand for that one. Just goes in without hand. Lord Crashin, who wants to be the dance button. Thank you for using your channel points for the dance button. I will, of course, do that in just a moment. If you don't know what this is, I'm hitting the dance button. Song changes every month. Use your channel points. I do this. Here we go. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Yeah. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Boop. Hell yeah. Love to see it. Like I said, not a lot of news stories here. I'm going to quickly scan to see. I mean, so the elephant in the room that I have not addressed here, that I haven't really talked too much about. I think I talked a little bit about this on Saturday, but I'll just say it here. I do not care to cover GTA 6 stories because they are all stories about leaks. Now the leakers are asking people to go harass, to like pose with leaks, like the vegetable outside of like Rockstar offices and be annoying. Turns out great. They're just whatever. They seem to be big losers, says Lord Crasher. Yeah. So like every song and radio station we spotted in the GTA 6 leaks. I don't fucking care. I do not care. Let's see. Discord says it hasn't been served with a subpoena over GTA 6 leaks. GTA 6 leaker now asking people to antagonize Rockstar IRL. And one person did it. All the new details we spotted in the leaks GTA 6 videos. New GTA 6 leak is filled with boobs and dicks. I did click on that one. You guessed it, another GTA 6 leak has hit the timeline, and this one, blah, 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 blah. GTA 6 leaker takes fans to a strip club and latest gameplay dump. Grand Theft Auto 6's latest leak told me all I need to know, which is a hilarious thing to say. Kenneth Shepard, that is very fucking funny to say. When that was like one of the first stories on Kotaku. So much of this is just the dumbest shit you've ever heard that does not really need me to comment on it. So I haven't really been commenting on it. Like, this to me is not about like protecting Rockstar, but like Rockstar, it has obviously they have fired employees for a bunch of garbage shit, and I do worry about the employees there because they deserve to have a successful game without any bullshit. Like, we're not owed leaks. We're not owed anything in this regard. It's just all weird shit. And but also like part of it is that I don't give a shit because even if I wanted to play GTA 6, I can't. I don't own a console. So for me personally, GTA 6 is a PC game I might buy at some point. I probably will buy GTA 6 at some point. But like, It's going to be on PC, and I don't know when that's going to be. So, like, leaks don't really matter too much to me. Because also, a reminder that there's going to be a point where all everyone fucking is talking about is going to be GTA 6. When that game comes out, if you listen, like, streamers are going to be playing it. Journalists and games people are going to be talking about it. There's going to be so many fucking TikToks and like did you knows and lore dumps and got player guides and there'll be a Polygon video series about some shit. Annie Austin is going to make like 1,000 videos in that world covering like weird shit that you didn't know was in there. Annie Austin's favorite quiet spots in GTA 6 will just be a video. Like it's going to be a lot. There's going to be so much that, like, to me, it's just like, I don't need to read about leaks. It's going to be all over the fucking place. All right, I got to figure out where this goes. Go like this. There's just going to be so much GTA that, like, it, to me, it really doesn't matter if there is like I just don't need to read about the leaks. I don't care about it. It's just going to be taking over so much. So I haven't really been paying attention. I haven't really been looking at it, you know? I don't know. I don't plan on watching the Netflix thing. I may eventually, most likely, I will just hear about it on the couple podcasts I listen to that will definitely be covering it. Like, I'll get some people's takes on it. I don't know. Okay. We're doing some panel lining here of this big the rail gun here. I wanted to say big ass rail gun, and I was about to say big rail ass gun, which is a very different thing. Big ass rail gun and big rail ass gun are different vibes completely. Don't get that messed up. You don't want to mess up the order on that. Very quickly, I said I was done with wrestling stuff, but I didn't talk about Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Suzume won the Princess Cup. We will see Suzume versus Yuki Arai, the champion. That is the best outcome. Suzume getting that shot. I do not think she's going to win their main title, the Princess of Princess Championship. She is currently their international princess, which is their like mid card title. I don't think she's going to win the big one. I think she should win the big one at some point, but I don't think they're done with Yuki Arai as champion, although it would be pretty fucking cool if Suzume won. You know, I was pulling for Arasu Endo to win this tournament, but if Suzume won it, I'm like, yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. I can't be too mad about it because I think Suzume rules. I'm not too bummed about it. We'll see. TJPW has a show this weekend that is not being streamed, and it is only features wrestlers that debuted at 2023 or sooner. So we'll see the 5 people still remaining from the 2023 class, and then the 2024, 25, and 26 class. And then, yeah, it's cool. Cool folks. Neat to see. And neat to see them get that. I think that's a fun idea. See all those people together. Also, Shion has only been wrestling for about like 8 months and got her first win, which is great. Good for her. All right, let me get. Wait a minute. Oh, that's neat. You don't even need the hand. You can just slide it on. Is that right? But then that doesn't do it. No, that's not right. Come on. Oh, take the other hand off to put this hand on. That's what they want me to do. They want me to put the hand on here first, and then Slide that on. Got it. I want me to take this piece off, put the hand on here, and then slide it in. I was going to say. Seems like there's a support piece on this, which is nice. We'll take a pause for the cause in a moment or two, talk about ways you can support the channel and all that, and then we'll get the shield built on this thing, and then get this all together. We can look at it. But I'll get this. That. All right, this fucking railgun's pretty cool, though. Look at that shit. That's pretty neat. I think that's pretty rad. Yeah, that's cool. And we'll get the shield, and then we'll put the flight mode on here and do the flight mode for that. And then we also have to do the submarine mode, which is very silly in a way that I'm really into. But yeah, these like somehow have to move around, and then I have to figure out how to do this. But basically these go down, and then this locks into that, and then it's like, it looks like they call it flight mode because I think it just like hovers, but it really looks like I don't know, like they're snowshoes, giant snowshoes or something. I don't know. We got to look at it. We got to figure out how to do it. But we also have to build the shield. I think this railgun is cool. I think the dual guns were cool too. Oh, the hand came apart. Hold on. Pop this out. Looks like I can only fiddle with this so much before it becomes a problem. These hands aren't. Yeah, these hands that have the trigger on them, or the finger for a trigger, do not stay together that well, which is the case with a lot of these kits. I find is the hands are do not hold up. But we do need to have a hand on here. All right, yeah, so that goes in like that. And then this goes like that. And then this goes in. Oops. Damn it. Came off. All right, we'll do this one. Well. Yeah, we'll try to get this on, and then we'll do the pause for the cause, and then we'll move on to other stuff. It's Manga Monday. I got a couple of manga I want to chat with you about. And then also an anime. Because both a lot and not a lot happened in Goodbye Lara, so we'll have to talk about that. There's some shit going down. All right. So let's take a pause for the cause. If you are new to the stream, the pause for the cause is my opportunity to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. Everything I'm about to talk to you about is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of these things. But if you would like to, I'm going to give you some chances, and I would appreciate it if you would like to help me out. First and foremost, if you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 Blue emote if you're a Tier 2 subscriber. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon, you can link with your Twitch, you get a token, you can use that for anybody. If you want to use it for me, that would be great. I'm currently at 23 subscribers. My goal is to get to 30 subscribers. If you would like to become a subscriber, that would be great. I would love that. And get me to that big 30. That would be rad. You don't have to, but if you'd like to, that would be awesome. By gifting a sub or just subscribing, whatever you want to do. That is a way to support me. There are other ways, like going to my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear and joining. Oops. Put a dot there by mistake, at the $1, $3, $5, or $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon at one of those tiers. My Patreon is changing around a little bit next month. Money will be the same, but the rewards will be a little different. Just one reward being replaced. But take a look at that, see if there's something there you'd like to support. Pardon me. I have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBear. Over on the YouTube channel, you can, of course, subscribe for free. And while you're over there, if you would like to become a member, you can do so for just $2 a month. you will become a member over on my YouTube. And basically, for that $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you're always a day ahead. So tomorrow you'll see a video that other people will have to wait a whole other day to see. You'll find out what the last and final show in my for this month of the coziest anime, the chillest of chill cozy anime. You'll be able to find that out. Let's see. Those are all monthly ways to support me. If you just want to throw something in the tip jar or throw a little change in the bucket, I do have direct ways to support me at PayPal and Ko-Fi. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So if you're watching my videos, you're helping me out financially that way. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits and Lego sets and papercraft stuff. All kinds of different things and things that I'd be happy to keep working on because of your generosity. So thank you very much for that. Let's see. This kit was on my backlog, and my patrons voted on me putting it together. I do have other stuff waiting in the wings. I do know what I'm building next, which is a fun Lego set. My $10 patrons voted on for me to work on there. So I have a backlog. I'm happy to hit that backlog to build some stuff that's in there. There's some stuff I've been waiting to build for a while. There is a way to circumvent, to jump ahead, to cut in line, to jump the queue. And that is to buy something directly for me to build. Because if you do that, then I got to build it next. I have an Amazon wish list. You can find something there. If you find something in the wish list you'd like to see me put together, you can buy it and then I'll build it. Most recently, I added the Victory Gundam because I just haven't built that Gundam, which seems weird, but it's true. A couple papercraft things are in here. Some Lego sets, some model kits, inexpensive things, expensive things, all kinds of different things. If you want to spend $16 on a Lego set for me to build a 3-in-1 Lego set, you can do that and I can put that together. But there's some a bunch of different things in there. Hopefully there's something that piques your interest that makes you go, oh, hell yeah, build that, Pat. And if I see something there, then I will pick it up and put it together. Of course. And like I said, it'll jump the queue, get a dedicated YouTube video about the thing, and then also be the next thing I work on. My alternative to Amazon, it's nice to have alternatives, is to go to Throne and check out the Throne wish list. I got a bunch of stuff there. Would love for you to check out my my wish list on Throne. It is certainly smaller than my Amazon wish list, but everything on this wish list is stuff that you can't, or that I don't have links to Amazon on there. These are all links to Gundam Planet or Solaris Japan or Tonk Toys. But yeah, I like I said, it's a smaller one, but if you buy something from there, you're not paying fees, and then or most of them, and then also you're not going through Amazon, which is nice. And a couple cool kits in there. The master grade of the 781 Perfect Gundam. Never built that. That'd be kind of neat. That's on the wish list. It's nice to have some. It's nice to have an alternative to Amazon, I think. And then, of course, if you want to support me financially in the most convoluted and complicated way possible, go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card. They will send you an email with a gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper on Twitch or a private message on Mastodon or Blue Sky with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. That's that. People have done it before. You could join the crew. Hey, I have a Discord you could come hang out in if you want to support me but don't want to spend any money. Join my Discord. If you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube VOD watchers? Come join the Discord. Hang out. Let's see. What else can I say? A couple video links for you to check out. Pat Baer's Anime Club. The most recent episode of that is me talking about Amazon Prime. Because weirdly enough, there's some really goddamn good anime on Amazon Prime Video. And if you have Amazon Prime, you should check it out. Check out and so I talked about some of the cool shows that are on there. It's not a sponsored video, not an ad. And then Kuma Baer. Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. Every week I have a different topic or a different theme every month, and every week a different anime that fits in that theme. This month's theme, as I mentioned a little while ago, is the chillest of chill. Unbelievably chill slice of life, because not all slice of life is chill, but these are. And I talked about the very funny Play It Cool Guys. Play It Cool, Guys is an anime about some dudes who are very clumsy, but they're trying to play it off. And that's the premise. It's very fun. There's a lot of great supporting characters. The boys are real good. It's a good time. You should check it out. I'm going to talk about some manga that I have been reading and then some anime that I have been watching. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. So let's see. Before we do that, what needs to happen is I need to drink a lot of water because my throat is parched. And then we need to get back to the overhead camera so we can continue working on this model kit. And we need to do all of that and transition back to that dramatically. So we'll do that right now. All right. It's manga time. It has not been Manga Monday for a while because for beginning of this season of anime, I had 2 shows to talk about, and then I dropped Sparks of Tomorrow because I didn't think it was that good. Sparks of Tomorrow did that thing where a big reveal happened, and then they didn't talk about that at all and acted like that wasn't there to then come back to it later. And I was like, I'm good. There's just too much anime right now. That's awesome that I don't want to, it's like, I do not want to deal with this. So I chose to not deal with it. All right. So I need A35 and then B18. We're building the shield right now, folks. We're getting the shield together. So let's see. So now we can return to Manga Monday. Finally talk about some manga that I've been reading. Let's first talk about the villainess who came to marry into the frontier noble's household is an exceptionally capable wife, isn't she? So, this is an isekai. Our main character is just like a minor background dude. He is not a big deal. He is not a well-known person. But he is aware that he is in an isekai. He knows he's in a dating sim. And what he really wants to do is just, he does not care about the story. He does not want to be involved in the story. He is unfortunately forced to be involved in the story because he's a backwater noble. So he's like, I'll just fucking live my life. It's hard here, but the people are nice and like, it's rough. He becomes pretty strong because he needs to in order to survive. So he is at the point of the beginning of the quote unquote story. He's already stronger than most characters because he needs to be in order to survive. So he's already changed the world a bit just by being there. And then he's also changed the world a bit by being really there for his new wife. Who also he shouldn't be marrying. It doesn't make any sense. From what he understands of the story, Alicia, the villainess, should be like a cold-hearted person that has like literally has scars because of her wickedness and is like, evil. And he's just like, oh, she's not at all. He's like, this is weird. Someone else is messing with the story besides him. He thinks maybe because she's just like capable and kind of lovely. And also very much seems to have the weight of the world on her shoulders. And it seems to accepted her fate in a way where she should have probably fought back at some point for these like allegations against her, but doesn't. It's just like, and so our basically our dude is like, well, like, I kind of know what happens to her, and I now he basically, he definitely liked the people around him that were basically not part of the plot, that were all but just kind of there, and now he's accepted our dude, Ragna is just like, okay, well, I'm not a main character, I'm not a big character in this, but oh no, I think I fell in love with this girl. I'm gonna make sure that she doesn't have the fate that I know befalls her in the story. I'm gonna fucking make sure she has a good time, and finds love. And he's just like setting out to support her. He becomes a big strong wife guy, which is pretty great. And then we find out a few chapters in, oh, okay, it's one of these. He is not the only person who has been isekai'd. And whereas he is a mob character, she is, which is kind of been common a lot lately, is the like girl who gets isekai'd and is kind of a monster nightmare person and doesn't understand why the game world isn't treating her instantly like the main character, because she should be the main character, but but she is not she's not a good person, so it's not working. And this story has elements of that. Okay. They want me to put the hand on first and then lock this thing in place. Okay. We're going to put this big weird shield on here. I want to put this on first. It's good. Is this like the best one of these I've read? Not really. It's kind of a banished story. I do like the I've been reincarnated, but I do like this character, so I'm gonna do whatever I can to help them out. I also don't hate a storyline where it's just like, oh man, I don't want to deal with any of this stuff. I just want to survive. That can be a fun story as well. So I have enjoyed the Villainess who came to marry into the the frontier noble's household is an extremely capable wife. Also, they are just so awkward together, and it's really cute. And we get that thing of like all of the people that work for him are all like really caring, hardworking folks, but they immediately latch on to her. And he's just like, oh man, it took me forever for you guys to warm up to me, and you instantly like her. It's just cute. He doesn't really mind that much. It's fun. The other one I've been reading is They Said I Was Useless Without Magic, so why am I the next Duchess? Which is, we do get these kind of banished stories here. This is another banished/kicked story. We certainly get these a little bit, where is the woman who nobody thought was awesome, and turns out she is awesome. And then once they figure that out, that they fucked up, they're like, oh, we didn't fuck up. Okay, getting the shield to stay on is not going to be easy because these hands are not great. I'm going to try the other hand, see if that works. If one of these hands works better. I'm going to experiment a bit here. Wait, where? Because that's the finger gun one. No, that wouldn't work better. That wouldn't work better at all. All right, well, we'll try again here. But yeah, getting these hands to stay together is, unfortunately, kind of frustrating. Oops. So we'll try, though. Al, our main character, Al Jaretta, has like low magic ability. And so they're like, you suck ass. So because you can't use cool magic, I don't know. I guess we have to look after dragons. So why don't you look after dragons for us? Like, whatever. That's all you're good for, is looking after these dragons. Like, sure, just do that and shut up. Basically, is their deal. But she gets an arranged marriage And she's got to fucking marry this old guy, which sucks. Got to marry this old dude. And of course, the parents are happy about it because they're getting rid of her finally. But, hey, the Duke died. And now this young man is in charge of it. This kind of young, handsome Duke is in charge. And she's just like, oh, fuck, well, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I guess I'm going to be unemployed. But Margus, who is this young Duke, is just like, well, we still need someone to take care of dragons. That's why we reached out. And apparently you're great at that. Just, I don't know, why don't you marry me? I do need to get married. And so we get this, like, slow burn, cute romance series between these two characters, just kind of figuring things out. And it's unbelievably cute. It is adorable. It is, you might even say this is adorkable. It is really lovely as these characters try to figure things out and make this work. It's really cute. Also, it is the, like, misunderstanding where he is definitely fallen for her and like, he does not want this to be a contract marriage. And she absolutely does not fucking understand that. Like, can't fucking understand that at all. So you do have that kind of fun, like, misunderstanding element of it, where she is just like not picking up any of the signs that this dude is crazy about her. Okay, so I don't know. All right, this piece goes like this. Goes in like that. And then I can't understand how this piece works at all, because I would have to go like this. Like that. Okay, I finally got it. We're gonna have to take a photo of it with these in the flight mode, because this is gonna fall apart. This is not good. This shield does not stay on, so we're gonna have to get this photo in soon. Here, we'll have to put it in flight mode so we can keep going. But yeah, I don't have a lot to say about this one. This is a, kicked because they didn't respect her, they didn't like her. And then turns out, oh, actually, she's great. Oh, God damn it. Both of these fell apart. These hands are really fucking ruining my good time with this kit, because I really like this kit and I like this vibe, but these hands keep fucking falling apart. That's really ruining my enjoyment. But yeah, I do like they said I was useless without magic. So why am I the next Duchess? I think is a fun one. You should check that out. She is so slow in the upkeep but it's still very charming. Okay, so like I would just put a little glue on here, but I'm gonna have to take this hand off, or I'm gonna have to. Well, I guess I could do that. Just kind of cement the hands on, and then have to take the hands off for the last mode. Do that just so these stay together, maybe. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I just need these to stay on long enough for me to get a photo. You know what? All right. We'll get the flight mode together, and then we'll be able to then I'll put the shield and the hand on, or the shield and the gun on, and get my photo. And then we'll do the submarine mode. Because I know that if I get these situated and on, then it's just going to kind of fall apart as I try to get this flight mode together. And while I try to get this flight mode together, this form is a big W vibe to it. Yes, it does have that with the way it's laid out like this, yes. While I get that together, let's talk about this episode of Goodbye Laura, where like a lot happens, but also not a lot happens, as I said. That's kind of my particular feeling about this one, is that stuff happened in episode 8, but like not a ton. It was, it was drama and then also boxing. Ladies, boxing. That did happen. Okay, so flight mode is we put it like this. Let me just try to get flight mode together and then I can talk about. So flight mode is like this. And then we want to turn this like this. And then turn this like this. And then these go down. And then this can stand like this here. There it is. And I know what you're saying. You're looking at this and go, this is just like Bigfoot mode. But no, this is flight mode because you are like skimming, you're like hovering. It's like hover mode, basically, is the idea. Dumb pontoon legs. So yeah, it's standing up like this. It's very silly. I'll show you what it looks like here from the overhead before I... Oops, and then part of the foot fell off. This kit is very cool in concept, and it is a little rough in execution, which is fine. Mari is basically like convinced herself, because she knows that like, okay, my mermaid roommate friend is trying to find love. She's probably fallen in love with Luca, which is weird to say because like she doesn't quite recognize that Laura is having unbelievably traumatic like this is a bad time, that Luca is just stirring up a lot of incredibly negative and terrible feelings in her, and she does not recognize that, which is a shame. And then also we noticed it, finally she starts to notice, oh hey, wait, Laura is turning into sea foam. That's probably not good. Because it's indecision about what she's supposed to do here. And she runs into Lisa, the sister, who has been through a lot. And basically she's like, oh yeah, I mean, Laura is going to die. She's going to turn into fucking foam and die. And then Mari is like tries to convince Laura. It's like, you should go to your sister, get that potion, do whatever you have to do to keep living. And Mari is like, I think, like emotionally just, kind of says like, to the point of like, I don't want you to die, which is like, yeah, like, of course. Okay. It's like, yeah, I mean, you shouldn't want her to die. Like, yeah, of course. Beyond the like belief that this might be a couple and this might be their fated each other's, like, yeah, you don't want her to die. Like, you shouldn't want her to die. Good. Also, Mari has other stuff going on. While Laura and Lisa kind of question identity and, can she even save the kingdom, and the big questions that Lisa kind of has to fucking figure out for herself. Mari's got this boxing tournament. And she tries to pretend like Laura not being there doesn't matter to her, but it clearly does. This is clearly very much negatively affecting her. And because it's like Luca's there, and Luca's just like, oh yeah, like obviously something's really wrong. Like it's very clear that things aren't good. Let's see what else happens there. Lara ends up seeing Mari's final match, and seeing Mari try reminds Lara of like her feelings about humanity being like really mixed because she was betrayed, but also there are good humans, and Mari's determination stirs something within her. The monolith that is kind of like her, that is a reflection of her feeling in the world, it reacts to this imagery. And Lisa, to the point of like, hey, I guess you don't want your sister to live, because like Lisa's arguments about Lara staying in the human world are really fucked, because like I understand she does not trust humans, but like her sister could just fade away in just like completely. It's like, well, which is worse for you? Like you need to figure that shit out. Lara makes it. Mari wins and has this kind of memory of her mother talking about hoping that she'd find someone that could support her in her accomplishments. It's a narrow victory for Mari, but she does win. And it ends with Lara not quite understanding where the show is fucking going, but saying that like, oh, I want to keep supporting you in your dreams, and also I want to find love, but I want you to become a professional boxer. And girl, come on. You don't Lara does not see this, and that is okay, but it is starting to be like, come on. Your fated person you're trying to find your love. That love is definitely this girl right here. Okay, so I am going to use liquid cement to liquid cement this hand together like this around this bar, because I think I can, that'll let me get a photo of this, and then I can do the other photo where this is part of, this goes on here, and our Atlas Gundam rides on it. Because that I think I can do without having with the hand not being noticeable. So I'm going to liquid cement this hand because it just will not. I cannot get this to stay. This is unbelievably frustrating, but I am determined to get this to look good because the big weapon and big shield combo is excellent, and I love it, and I want it to work. So I'm going to put a little bit of liquid cement on here. And then you need to get this, and this like this. And then I need to just put pressure on here to hopefully form enough of a seal. Why not take the photo riding it first? Asked Lashbrook. And that's because the hands and all of this just falls apart constantly, Lashbrook, and it will also fall apart doing that. So I just trying to get, like, my fear is that as I transform it, this hand is going to fall off at least 3 times. And I'm then going to have to put the hand back on. But for the riding version, this does not need to be on. So I'm trying my best to get one photo this way so that I don't have to keep putting back together parts of this kit over and over again. So yeah, so I'm just doing my fucking best here. Trying to get this to work. Okay. Okay. So hopefully that glue or liquid cement will be enough to keep this together enough that I can get this on here and it will stay on. There is this little attachment here that goes on the arm, and that is supposed to keep things stabilized, and that is not the point of failure with this kit. It is the hands are the point of failure. The rest of it is working as intended and is good. Okay, I got it on enough that I can take a photo. Here is how it looked. Well, yeah, that pops. See, every time I fucking touch this thing, it just falls apart. This is how it looks with the big gun and the shield. This is the quote-unquote flight mode. So I'm going to take a dead-on straight photo of this, and then we will move on to the other transformation on this in a second. I know you can't see it too well, but I got to take a photo, so just bear with me. I'll take the other hand away, then get this thing in place here like this. Okay. All right, now we are going to do the submarine mode. And while I try to get this together, I would love to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? I would love hearing from you about those things. We got some time left in the stream to talk about that stuff as I struggle with this kit to get this kit together. I would love to hear from you about what you got going on. For me, I can tell you there's one bit of news I didn't talk about here because it's not really relevant to what we talk about in general, but I thought it was interesting. One, so I found out two things today. One thing I found out was that at some point, Spencer's Gifts and Spirit Halloween merged and became one thing, and I did not know that. I did not know that Spencer's Gifts and Spirit Halloween were under the same umbrella that Spencer's Spirit Entertainment or something like that. I did not know that they were together. Lord Crashton, I would agree. That does make sense. Spirit Halloween has to do things outside of the 3 months that they take over abandoned buildings to hold their things, right? There must be some other entity, and apparently that entity is in part sometimes the fine folks at Spencer's Gifts. So I found that out. What I didn't know is that earlier this month, Spencer's Gifts / Spirit Halloween acquired the rights to Hot Topic and all parts of the other brands that are under Hot Topic. Hot Topic is now owned by Spirit Halloween and Spencer's Gifts. And that's kind of wild. If you are a My Chemical Romance fan, this has been a crazy fucking summer for you. Between the world tour and this news, you are eating well and you are living right, and things are fucking crazy for you. For other people as well, but certainly for those folks, those fine folks out there, MCR super fans, like, life is good and sweet and weird as shit for you. Okay. Guns off, hands out, arms down. This piece away, this piece away. Ship parts. I need D 20. So again, that has nothing to do with what's going on with me, really, but it was a piece of news that I was like, that's strange. The gag-loving goth that needs a costume for Halloween, indeed. If you need penis pasta and I don't know, God, what will be the hot top? What will be the hot? I mean, Jack Skellington t-shirt is a classic. Invader Zim is a classic, of course. The Young Bucks and like Bullet Club was a weird late era classic for them. Let's say like, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna see what's big at Hot Topic right now. If I go to Hot Topic's website, like what's cool and chill at Hot Topic? Like what is the big brand pop culture stuff here? Okay, Madoka Magica. Yes. Madoka Magica. That makes total fucking sense. That is perfect for Hot Topic. Demon Slayer, Disney stuff, sure, yeah, Jack Skeleton and like Neon Cat, sure. Amazing Digital Circus. There we go. That's the reference I was looking for. Yes. Fans of the Amazing Digital Circus and the back rooms can also now get gag gifts and like blacklight posters and also a knockoff Halloween costume of the Amazing Digital Circus. Internet Clown, which I assume is the name for that. But I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I assume Digital Clown is like the name. All right, let's get submarine mode done here. But again, this wasn't not necessarily something that I normally would talk about, but it was a fun, quote unquote, was a fun fact to find out about. So I was like, all right, well, I kind of want to talk about that because it's weird. It's a weird thing, weird world. But sure. All right, so this has to turn over like this. It's got to be this size, this style here, because this is the submarine. So the sub legs. Now, the sub legs aren't like substitute legs. They are submarine legs, which is stupid. This is dumb as shit, but I like it. All right, so we got to get these on here, and then all of this connects to this. And I don't know how they connect. There is. The photo is like really up close. So I'm going to look at and see if I can see here. Oh, I guess you can like have it tilted up. I don't know. This is dumb. Let's see if I can get this connected here. Like this goes. I want to say this goes in like this. Yeah. There's also a bunch of stickers I could put on here, but that I'm not going to worry about. You know, I have to figure out. Okay. So this one, the submarine mode, you can see it here. Submarine mode. This lives like this. And then this piece here goes there. On like the outside. Clips on like this. But I can't figure that part out. Because like we got this piece here. And so like I thought it went like that. Like this. But I can't quite figure out how it goes. Okay, yeah, does it go like that? But then it just falls out. I'm not sure how this works. Okay, so it goes like that. There's like a little tiny window of this going like that. And then I think it just goes like that. That's so stupid. Goes like this. Yeah, I think that's how this goes. Let me look at the various photos here. Oh yeah, they can go up. I didn't do the up. And then yeah, you can have your guns out on top of it. And then Lord Crash says, I started Kingdom Hearts and fumbled around a little bit and at last reached the Wonderland world to try to keep Alice from getting her head chopped off. I liked all the Final Fantasy characters in the early part of this game, though I know they don't last long in the series. Yeah, so my history with Kingdom Hearts is I played Kingdom Hearts 1. That's it. That's my history with Kingdom Hearts. I played the first Kingdom Hearts. And that's it. I liked it. I did not become obsessed with it. I think if I had been older, I might have gotten super into it, but because I was not older, I did not get super into it. So I have a a decent enough respect for it, but that is the extent of my feelings on Kingdom Hearts. Okay. So I'm trying to just find an alt, like a photo of this alt mode in a way that like would help me understand what I should be doing with this part. And I'm not going to get it. Because they show that thing. They show it like that. This photo has it like the head up. Toboggan. Like this, I guess. I guess this is how I should have it, like this. Guess we'll do it like that. I don't know. And then this goes on somewhere on the bottom, and I'm not sure. So let me find that out. There is some spot on here that this will fit into. I think it's like this. Yeah. There it is. All right, now it's on its stand. This is very silly in a way that I am into. So there it is on its stand in sub mode. It's very goofy. Y'all, it's real goofy. I really love this kit up until today. On Saturday, if you ask me, hey, Pat, what do you think of the Atlas Gundam? I'd be like, one of my favorite Gundams of the year. This thing is so fun and cool. And now my feeling on it has definitely changed. And now my feeling on it is like, cool idea, bad execution. I think every element of today was bad news and a bad time. Is just so flimsy in a way that I can't kind of get over. Yeah, the hands just fall apart, and so much of this kit requires the hands to work. It having dual assault rifles or machine guns, I think, is pretty cool. It having a big shield that becomes a boat kind of thing, I think, is very funny. As you can see here on this side, I think this being an option that they're like, you should do this, is very silly. But I like it. I like what I love the idea of this. I do not love the execution of this. It is fiddly. And I do not think a kit that is released in 2017, a kit that is 2017, that's too fiddly for 2017. In my fucking opinion. Also, this gun is cool as hell. This like railgun is dope. Don't get me wrong. Lastbrick says, despite having way less units than the suggested, I went and beat the final mission of Battletech. It was pretty fun. Debating if I want to keep going for the DLC. I watched Daredevil Reborn again, Season 2, which I thought was really good and leaves it in place I'm really curious about what they do for Season 3. Decided to watch Punisher Season 2, and I am decidedly less excited for it. Both A and B plots are not working for me. Yeah, I didn't love... I think my favorite parts of Punisher are his interactions with Daredevil. I think Punisher on its own, I'm not super interested in and have not been. And I was not interested in this take on this Punisher. Did not really do it for me. But I think other Punisher takes have been, more interesting. But again, I think the Daredevil stuff is more interesting. All right, I'm going to take a photo of this now because we're wrapping this bad boy up here, and then we'll talk about what I'm building, which will be starting on Thursday. Let me get this. Very stupid. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Very stupid. I appreciate it, but it's very stupid. It's going to its own Viking funeral. Yeah, this kid is fine. This kid is just fine. I want to love it, but it's just so fiddly in ways that I do not enjoy at all. What am I working on next? Say goodbye to Atlas. You were a fine model kit, but you are done here. And say hello to... Oh, that's right. It's a fucking time machine. It is the Lego Speed Champions time machine from Back to the Future. Now, if you're saying to yourself, Pat, why don't they fucking call this a DeLorean? I wondered this too. And I think it's because they might want to someday have a Lego Speed Champions DeLorean. And so they didn't want to call this a DeLorean because it's the time machine from Back to the Future. So they just call it Time Machine from Back to the Future. So that if they ever do a DeLorean, you won't get confused between the two kits. This Lego set does have a 2-in-1. You cannot build these simultaneously. At some point, we will have to decide if we are doing a movie 2, or if we were doing a flight mode or a drive mode, movie 1 or 2. I can tell you we're most likely going to be doing the hover version because that is cool as shit. This version is cool as hell. This version is fine. Yes, so we can do either version of DeLorean. You can do the race version here, see the movie 1. Or you can do the hover version. There will be a point where we have to decide. And I'm excited to work on this. 357 pieces. Lashbrook, unfortunately, does not have the rail car version, does not have movie 3 version. But yeah, it's funny that this is under the Speed Champions line, which is their race car line. But yeah. Yeah, we're not doing the train. I think that'll be fun, but we're not doing that. I look forward to it. There'll be a good time. We have done a knockoff Back to the Future DeLorean before. We've done a knockoff Lego third party, which I will get. I do not own anymore, but I will get photos of that. That I had taken and the build process so we can compare at least photos of it back and forth. I will prepare those for Thursday, but I did not keep it. That plastic stunk, so I did not keep it around. Under lights, it started to smell. Those fucking knockoffs. Yeah, all right. That's our next build. I'm excited for that build in the future. Ha ha ha. See what I did there? But that is going to do it for tonight's stream. We're done here. What's next is important. We're going to go on a raid. Now, there are not a lot of us here tonight, which is okay. It happens. Some nights are chill. Now, normally on a Monday, we would go raid Mary Kish. We would go see what Mary's up to. But for this week, whenever I can raid, one, like, I don't have to do it there. I do like to support Mary, but I don't have to. But no, we're going to go to Loading Ready Run. Loading Ready Run is doing a subathon. Right now, they are playing Directive 8020. But they are doing a damn subathon 24 hours a day. There are hour-long things where they're running like a video, a pre-done video thing, which is like various characters interacting in The Sims. But for as much as they are live, they are just doing a bunch of cool content. And I want to support them. And so if you want to sub or you want to gift a sub, you can help them out. They are currently now, because of all the subs and the bits, they are at 30 out. They're going to be streaming for the next 30 hours. It's locked at like a week, basically. So we'll go raid them. So feel free to come along on this raid. Reminder, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be fucking weird. We're going to check out Horse Magnifier, The Full Horse, a full-fledged $3 game about trying to match magnification on a horse with an image, and it's going to be stupid. And also, I'll play Hearthstone if I get sick of the game, because I don't know, maybe I won't like it, but we're going to try it out. It's worth experiencing. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Please come along on this raid, and I will see you on the next one. Pardon me. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.